Alright, so I am, as always, in Berlin, but in this space where there has been a workshop on energy orgasms. I don't know if you've ever seen those people moving in ecstatic, orgasmic ways without anyone touching them. Like, it's been on Goop Lab and all kinds of things. It looks very interesting. And so I am here to try it out today. Join me.
There we go. Nice and clear. Record. It's already recording. Ah, okay. You're just recording it. Perfect. My name is Nathan Marcuzzi. I'm founder of a company, business, if you will, called Somagetic, and I'm a facilitator in 3 modalities: breathwork, de-armoring, and what I call the ecstatic experience, which is what we're going to be exploring today. You know, the invitation, of course, is to say yes to your pleasure, yes to that, that life force, that energy, but who knows what that will bring.
Yeah.
Ultimately. I won't be touching your breasts, I won't be touching your genitals. There are certain touch places I can use, but generally speaking, it's more of an energetic experience.
Head this side.
Yeah. Does that work with you? Perfect.
Comfy.
Yeah.
Come now. Come now. Come now. Come now.
How did you get into energy work?
My first introduction, if you will, to energy work was actually through Reiki when I was 22 years old. And that was the first time I remember feeling, in my hands, like energy moving. And that was the original opening to this field. And then, that was early 2000s. And then it wasn't until 2015 that I was introduced to what I now call the ecstatic experience. And
energy orgasm.
Energy orgasm, aka the cool kids.
Call it.
The cool kids call it energy orgasm.
Where were you then?
That was actually in Sweden.
What?
Yes, at.
They're so crazy.
At a place called Ängsbacka, and I went to a tantra festival there. Mm-hmm. Every year they host a tantra festival. Maybe just letting out any stress from the day, any anxiety or excitement from this moment, just feeling that, exhaling that through the breath. And there was a gentleman there offering this tantric full body energy orgasm workshop, and it just kind of changed my life ultimately. That
it blew you away.
I remember watching the demo, and I remember sitting like this and watching the demo. And it barely even started, and my body started to do this naturally, and then I just started to cry. I was just so moved by the power of that experience, and I just started to do it, and then started to I should offer some workshops. And
can I ask?
Yeah.
Can anyone, or does it take any specific openness to be able to calm through this, or have practiced the, I don't know if you can practice Kundalini, but I guess you can, the doing yoga and meditation and all these things. Does it make it easier, or is it the same for everyone? How?
Yes, I mean, of course people can orgasm, but it's energy based. So it is a different orgasm. It's not an ejaculatory orgasm.
No. Can it be?
It can be. I've had women over the years, a few women squirt.
Squirt?
Squirt.
Squirt! But no men?
I've never had a man ejaculate, and I think a big part of that, I mean, that's a whole other conversation, but just briefly, a big part of that is the addiction to friction with men. Most men need some sort of, are used to or kind of conditioned to have friction, to have movement. So it's very rare that...
Women are too.
And women as well, of course, absolutely. But generally speaking, they're more connected to their orgasm and that full body orgasm sensation.
Interesting.
However, to get ultimately to your question, can everyone experience this? Absolutely, everyone can. And sometimes there's things in the way, and generally it's emotions or blockages, things like that. Of
what
course,
are those?
I mean, it can be anything from, of course, you know, a trauma that they experienced when they were younger.
And didn't deal with, or?
Yeah, or that's just stored in their body. You know, the nervous system. We have we experience something in the nervous system, kind of, and
Clinch,
that sort of stays. That's the simplified version of it. But the nervous system kind of stays a little dysregulated.
Yeah.
You know, and so that's one example. Another example, their shame, guilt, fear around sexuality. You know, I work a lot in certain countries where sexuality isn't, you know, so open, not like a place like Berlin, which is where we're now. And there's more suppression there, especially in women. So for a woman to sort of come to my workshop, safety is a huge part of that. So to simply put it, to answer your question again, yes, if there's any sense of lack of safety, it can be difficult for that person, whether it be male or female, or whatever gender that they define themselves as. It can be difficult for them to drop in if they're feeling unsafe. Or if there's sort of trauma stored in the nervous system, limiting beliefs, you know, I can't do this. It's very much a yin, if you will, experience. Yin is more what would be described as the feminine, if you will.
Receiving.
Yeah, and then the yang's that more sort of masculine fire energy.
So there was one woman now after your course who was very emotional.
Yeah.
And I just wanted to what can happen in these settings?
Yeah, all sorts of things.
Responsibility, I feel a lot.
Feel that.
And I'm so sick of that.
Yeah, good. There you go. Good. Another breath. And this is actually why I call it ecstatic experience and not full body energy orgasm. Because for a handful of people, although they can experience the full body energy orgasm, they may not. And why, as I mentioned earlier, is because there's some emotions in the way. There's something there being stored. And so, it can bring up a lot. It can bring up a lot of emotions. It can trigger a lot of, feelings of shame and guilt and fear around opening and saying yes to life and, saying yes to your orgasm.
Hi, thank you so much.
Yeah, you're very welcome.
Yeah.
I mean, this is, if I may, this is part of I always talk about this in my workshops and in sessions, is sometimes, we spoke a little bit about at the beginning, but just wanted to reiterate this piece of that, sometimes there's something deeper in the way. Often quite big, right, that needs to be nurtured or healed or just sat with or felt first before this orgasm can come out. This is the beauty of this work, is that everyone, you go to my website, for example, and I have the videos, ecstatic experience. Great. Everyone thinks, I want that. But, and of course, I want to show the potential of the work.
Yeah.
But the reality is, in my workshops, half of the people, if not more, aren't going to have a full body energy orgasm.
Yeah.
And it doesn't mean that they're not capable, right? And it could mean that actually the next day, so I give trainings, and by the end of the week, they're maybe having a full body energy orgasm. But at the beginning, they're crying, layers like this are being shed, if you will.
Yeah.
And so so in a way, I think it is really beautiful that this happened, because it shows people the truth, the reality, which, and it can be very pressured. This is, again, as also why I don't call it full body energy orgasm. Orgasm has so much pressure to it.
Yeah.
It's like ecstatic experience is a little more wiggle room. And to just, I feel in a way, it's a bit more of a trauma-informed approach, rather than just kind of going in. You had mentioned someone earlier that, has just women, sexy women. Yeah, or
you come.
This explosive way. But what that can do to the nervous system is actually kind of dysregulated. And so it's really important to be regulated. And to regulate, we need to focus on these things that are sitting in us, right? And learn how to move through them, breathe through them. And then once we can do that and go sort of grounded into this experience and a bit more free of these conditions and patterns, then that orgasm can not only come, no pun intended, but it's more grounded.